Well, Lefty Gun plays a meth head.
Is he?
Well, they caught him with meth in Texas.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Lefty also is a musician that's putting out projects. I mean, he's on Kendrick's album.
Yep.
Right?
4 words.
Hey, man, he's still on
pretty good.
Still on a great song.
Still very good.
Hey, man, come on. Like, you can't. Wack brought that up to him. Like, come on. Like no one. Even if you hate the guy, you got to give him credit for being on that song.
No, I mean, I think that me and Wack have kind of agreed that his music sucks. He sucks at rapping at this point. You know, that could change in the future. But that was why I think it was so hilarious to us that he only got 4 words on the album, because everybody else who was featured on the album got, you know, full verses.
Right. And
I feel like when I realized Lefty was on the album, I rushed to hear it because I just couldn't imagine someone that bad at rapping with Kendrick, someone that good at rapping. And now I've been trying to, honestly, like, I don't want to like inflame and encourage the whole Lefty beef saga, because I never wanted to not get along with the guy in the first place. He just started talking shit right after I did the interview, and I felt like I had to fight back. I'm not like Wack, where I feel like Wack, that Lefty's one person he seems like he's down to just war with forever. Right. I mean, he did get.
Yeah, I mean, I did an interview with him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
saw a few clips.
Yeah, I mean, look, think about this. Think about how many people, because okay, I remember Lefty was like, "Yo, I was just in the studio with Kendrick." They were like, "Yo, but he signed an NDA, so don't mention it."
Yeah,
right. I remember
same thing here. I heard that from somebody else.
I remember at one point I said, I remember I made a tweet and I was like, "You won't believe who Kendrick was in the studio with." Yeah. That was like front page on Reddit, and they were like, "Yo, bro, can you take that down?" Like, they're like,
"Really?"
Yeah, they're like, "Yo, this might fuck up our shit." I'm like, "Okay, no problem. I'll just take down a tweet," even though I never said, Lefty, right? But think about this: when you think about how he only got 4 words, think about all the different artists that came through that studio and lay down verses and choruses and whatever else that Kendrick just scrapped.
But we don't know that there was anybody aside. Like, there's no other like underground LA rappers that are like, "Damn, I showed up and I didn't get my fucking verse on the project." It seems like everybody he called in for that album got their shine. Now, I'm sure that he did a million songs with Schoolboy Q and all these other fucking people that he's probably recorded all kinds of stuff with.
I don't know. I think you sign an NDA. I mean, think about it, right? Like, yeah, okay, some people could be like, "Yeah, I went to Kendrick, he didn't use my shit." But then other people would be like, "I went to the studio with Kendrick. We actually met up. I laid down some shit. We talked, whatever else. I signed an NDA, and he didn't use this, but he might call me up and do some other shit." You know what I'm saying? Now I'm establishing a relationship. I'm not just going to jump out the window for a couple minutes of clout and fuck that up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I bet you a lot of people came to that studio, and he chose that. He chose those 4 words, which I think kind of add to the song.
It's just, if you could hear, you know, the 16 bars that preceded those 4 words or came after, I don't know at what point in the verse, it's just like, Lefty just got to learn to rap at some point. Like, his flow is just all over the place. And I don't know why. I subscribed to his YouTube channel like very early on when I interviewed him. And so every time he drops something, I see it. And every single time I click it, and I'm just wondering, like, is he going to rap good on this shit? And every time his shit is just offbeat, weird, doing all this different shit. And I feel like he's such a star, but he really hasn't made like almost any songs that have really like made an impact. I know he's got songs with millions of views and stuff. I just feel like, you know, his career is going to be kind of short-lived if he doesn't figure out how to actually rap better. And I also feel like if he keeps getting arrested, that's going to be a problem, because he got that meth thing in Texas. He just got picked up for a 2023 gun case out here at Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud, before his performance, he got picked up.
Yeah, that was like a gun case or some shit. I don't know if they just caught him riding around with it, but, you know, he's a felon, so getting caught with a gun, pretty big deal. We'll see what happens with that.
Hey, man, listen, I think you're given an opportunity, and I think most people will take it seriously. And that means stepping up on the rapping, you know, coming, you know, you see your views going down. But I feel like a lot of times it's just like, man, it doesn't really matter how good or bad you rap. Like, look at the new Cardi album. Like,
But Cardi's like,
it's like all over the place.
he's like on
yet...
beat at least. Like Lefty just sounds like he's listening to a different instrumental when he's rapping. And I feel like it's just like Cardi is trying to do so little, but he succeeds at what he's doing.
Yeah,
Lefty is trying to rap as if he's like a virtuoso, and then when it actually comes out, it just sounds like vomit.
Look, man, he got his own style, you know. And at the end of the day, he's got fans behind the shit. He's showed up on Kendrick shit. He was supposed to perform at Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
Think about how. Is there any other Mexican rapper that was performing at Rolling Loud outside of him?
Drex the Joint. I think he was there.
Okay.
Who? Devour. Okay.
All right. So he's part of a very small group.
A very small group, for sure. Right? Why do you think black people make such better music than Mexican people in the rap game?
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
Feel like
very few Hispanic
one of my you know, well, okay, let's think about it.
And we could throw white people in there too. We seem like we're the worst at it.
Well, when you think about some of my all-time favorite rappers, I said this on Bootleg Kev's show, is Be Real from Cypress Hill.
For sure. Be Real is good.
All-time favorite, period. Across black, white, Mexican, just hip-hop, period. Be Real is one of my all-time favorite rappers.
I fuck with Be Real, but my top 10, for sure, all brothers.
Okay. So Eminem is not in your top 10?
No way.
Really? Eminem?
I respect the shit out of Eminem and everything, and I have listened to him a lot back in high school and shit, but realistically, he ain't scratching.
Big Pun is not in your top 10?
No way.
Skill-wise, Big Pun? Big Pun?
You want to talk about who's the greatest skilled lyricist of all time? Sure, I mean, you probably got to put both of them in there or whatever, but I'm talking about like rap, my top 10 of rappers who have mattered to me throughout my life.
Okay, right. So you're going to throw the XXXTentacion's in there, the Juice WRLD's in there.
Rest in peace to them, but no.
No?
I mean, in terms of like what I've listened to the most, and like that I mean, Juice WRLD for sure. Definitely Juice WRLD I listened to a lot of in my life. X, I fucked with him so much and I thought he was a genius, but it wasn't necessarily like my thing outside. A lot of the early stuff, a lot of the sing-songy stuff later on didn't really necessarily do it for me. I told him, this ain't really my bag, but I fuck with you as a person, but this it's a little outside of my area of interest. But, you know, obviously then I see Kylie Jenner posting sad on her Snapchat story and I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe he's onto something. And then obviously it became one of the biggest.
So who are in your top 10?
I mean, I'll probably start with like Tupac, Jay, Nas, 50, Cameron. A big part of me wants to put Young Thug in there just because he's been so important to me as a rap fan. I'll put Chief Keef in there if we're going top 10.
Okay.
I'd be tempted to put Jadakiss in there. I don't want to like miss. Oh, Gucci. If we're doing top 10, Gucci got to go in there. I don't want to miss any like eras in my life. But it's probably something like that. But it's definitely more people that I'm forgetting. But yeah, for sure, I'm not putting Eminem in there. No offense, love you, Em, but
I'd put Eminem in my top 10.
I stopped listening to him after like high school, like the Slim Shady show, White America.
Well, I was up on Eminem before Dr. Dre found him.
Yeah, I feel you. So I was in like 8th grade when his Aftermath debut dropped.
I purchased the Slim Shady EP, which he put out independently through Sandbox Automatic, which was a website where you could buy like underground vinyl and CDs or whatever else. And I just remember listening to it going like, this guy's brilliant. Like what he's doing, like there is a song about him killing his baby mother and getting rid of the body.
Right.
With his daughter in the car with him the whole time. Like, and you know, just the craziness around it. And it's like nobody else was doing that. Like nobody in hip hop was talking about this type of shit. But think about it. Like, I'm sure there's lots of men in hip hop already that had all types of crazy drama with their kids' mothers. Yeah. But no one rapped about it like that, you know, until Eminem did it. I just felt like Yeah, just skill level. He was just sort of better than everyone else.
It was like, I feel like that was also still very much a time where you needed a cosign. And obviously Dr. Dre is about the biggest cosign you can get at that time. And then he's unbelievably skilled as a lyricist, but then he's also got an incredibly strong narrative. He's doing great song, storytelling and like conceptually and everything. And then, he made a bunch of hit records too. But I guess that's part of my problem with him too, is like, hi, my name is, my least favorite hip hop song of all time. I hate that song. Every time I hear it, it pains me until the song is done. I hate it. And the fact that he used that as the debut single on his most recent project, I found deeply upsetting. Okay. That song is like nails on the chalkboard to me. And I don't know if anybody else agrees with me.
Well, I never really liked that song.
I hate it with all my heart.
No, I've never, but then again, once again, I was already listening. I heard some of that album because the Slim Shady LP took a bunch of songs that were already on the EP. Not all of them, but a few of them made it onto the final product. So I heard some of the songs before. So by the time that came out, I'm like, oh, okay, this is like kind of the warm-up single, but like I know that he has better shit. So yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, so you and I are both right.
Yeah, it's just preference.
We're both right.
Yeah.
And I put it in my top 10. I think it'd be insincere if I didn't.